Hello my dorks, before this video begins, I'd like to say, can you all watch this video until the end, because I have an announcement and a kind of a competition thing at the end. So if you would please watch to the end, so you can get informed of everything I'm doing. I just want to make this just look quick and brief to not take up too much of your time. Anyways, let's get on to the Rugrats Coma Theory. Warning, some viewers may find the following content to be disturbing. Viewers' discretion is advised. The Rugrats really were a figment of Angelica's imagination. Chucky died a long time ago along with his mother. That's why Chaz is a nervous wreck all the time. Tommy was a stillborn. That's why Stu is constantly in the basement making toys for the son who he never had a chance to live. The DeVilles had an abortion. Angelica could not figure out if it would be a boy or a girl, thus creating the twins. As for All Grown Up, Angelica was a bipolar schizophrenic who, as a teenager, became addicted to various narcotics, bringing her back to her childhood, thus creating a world in her mind that she obsessed over. Because of the time lapse between the present and the last time she interacted with her imaginary world, she made them older. Angelica was constantly taking hits of acid, so she would never have to live without her creations. To her, her creations were her only company in the judgmental world. Angelica's mum actually died of a heroin overdose. Angelica was schizophrenic and bipolar because she was a crack baby. Additionally, Drew in his depression married a gold-digging whore that Angelica idolized because she fooled herself into thinking it was her real mother. However, she always had a concept of her mum, Cynthia. She used a Barbie doll to mirror her birth mother's image, wearing an unwashed orange dress and jacked up hair, which is why she was so attached to it. Later in life, she followed in her mother's footsteps, dying of an overdose at age 13, when All Grown Up was cancelled. The only Rugrat to not be fictional, however, was unborn Tommy's brother, Dill. However, Angelica didn't know the difference between Dill and her creations. Dill didn't follow her commands, and after endless crying and a refusal to disappear like the others did, when Angelica was angry with them, so she hit him. After she had hit him, he screamed a screeching tune, and Stu ran in and pulled his niece off his only child. But it was too late. Dill had a brain hemorrhage, which resulted in a deformation. As he grew up, his damage only became more evident, and by the time he was 9 and all grown up, he lived as an outcast, being ridiculed for his weirdness and retardation. The immense guilt over this is what caused Angelica to start doing drugs, and to uncreate the Rugrats briefly until her experience with hallucinogenics. Chaz lost his mind after the death of his first wife, and was in denial that she ever was a prostitute. On a trip to Paris to find love, Chaz fell in love with a hooker named Kira. He was originally going to marry a different hooker, but she just wanted him for his money. Kira once had a daughter named Kimmy, but the baby was torn from her by law due to her cocaine addiction. Angelica imagined Kimmy from Kira's stories. Upon return to America, Chaz and Kira married, and once she got her green card, it was a surprisingly happy and romantic story. Kira continuously struggled with her addiction, but was relatively happy with her new life with Chaz. Susie was Angelica's only friend, who entertained the thought of Angelica's creations because they seemed to make her happy. She later became a psychologist and teamed up with Nickelodeon to make the TV show Rugrats. When Angelica died of an overdose, Susie helped arrange her funeral. Because of her addictions and her mental state, Angelica was expelled from society, which led to a break with reality, and her eventual death. She spent the last days of her life in the back of the school cafeteria, imagining friends around her and playing with the lives of her creations. And that, my docs, was the Angelica Coma theory, or like just in general the Rugrats Coma theory. A Rugrats theory / creepypasta. My final thoughts on the story? It's alright. Actually no, it's an interesting take on this, if I'm gonna be honest. What the frick was that voice crack? I don't care, I'm still leaving it in. It was good, honestly. But really though, a coma theory in Rugrats, and they somehow pulled it off? I gotta give them points. It's pretty cool though, the explanations of why all the characters died the way they did. Why Stu is always making toys, Chaz is a nervous wreck. All these things add up. It's just really cool. I just love this story, it's pretty cool, for a coma theory at the least, you know. I'm going to cover another coma theory in the future, like Ash's coma theory, but not right now. There wasn't really any grammar errors that I could point out, or anything that made the story unreadable. There were no cliches really, no blood, no murder, nothing like that. So, overall if I had to give the story a final rating, I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, this is a really good story. However, it's not my favourite considering it doesn't mess with the psyche of Angelica enough. It should really have gone into more detail about her life, and just done more overall describing of why and how she went to her decisions. That would have been cool. I dare one of you to update this theory / creepypasta, send it to me and I'll shout you out. Go ahead commenters, make it happen. Also, I need a favour from all of you. What should I write a creepypasta about? Any kind of show, game, anything. Give me an idea to write a creepypasta on and I'll do it. Idea that I pick gets a shout out. Alright, this is the Dark Author. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay up to date with the latest videos. I am now signing off.